students. Yeah. Right. So in the last session, we discussed about monitoring tools, right? So anyone having any questions, any challenges while practicing? So we discussed about SNS and SQS, right? Sorry, not SNS. CloudWatch, CloudTrail, right? So anyone having any questions on CloudTrail and CloudWatch? What is CloudWatch? Anyone? What is CloudWatch? What is CloudTrail? CloudWatch is a infrastructure monitoring tool, right? So by using CloudWatch, we can monitor our servers, storage, network, right? CloudTrail, what is CloudTrail? Console monitoring. AWS console monitoring, right? Yeah, in CloudWatch, so how can we monitor the servers? Like by using thresholds, right? By using thresholds, we can monitor the servers. So we can integrate SNS to send notification to the respect to groups, email groups, right? Yeah. Cloud Trail. So Cloud Trail logs, we can, yeah, the logs available in the console for 90 days only, right? So if you want to store the logs in S3, we need to create trails, right? Yeah. So in real-time projects, always we use the IM account. So everyone, for example, every action, one log will be generated in Cloud Trail. So by using that logs, we can track who did what, right? Yeah. So Cloud Trail, Cloud Watch, these two tools are very core tools. Yeah, monitoring tools. So while working on Kubernetes, we'll be having two more tools. Which what are those? While working on Kubernetes, in DevOps we have two more monitoring tools like Grafana, Prometheus, right? Yeah. So everyone practicing, right? Everyone practicing, right? Virtual Private Cloud, VPC. Today's concept is VPC, which is a networking part, virtual private cloud. So what is VPC? Why we require customized VPC? So by using VPC, how can we create servers? How can we control the traffic? And what are the subnets we create inside of the VPC? What are the zones, regions, right? Resource scope. So we discussed today. Okay. So VPC, virtual private cloud. So while creating EC2 instance in AWS, while creating EC2 instance in AWS, for example, I want to create an EC2 instance. While creating EC2 instance, we use a default network, default VPC. So default VPC available in AWS console. So if you use default VPC, so we need to follow the default rules. So for example, so when we want to create any, when you are creating any EC2 instance, here the network settings, right? So this is the, what is this? VPC, right? So which is a default VPC. VPC. This is a default VPC. So without VPC, we cannot create our servers, right? But in real-time projects, we don't use the default VPC. We always use the custom VPC. Yeah. Basically, what is VPC? What is VPC? So VPC is a logically isolated network. Virtual private cloud is a logically isolated network. So in physical data center, in AWS data center, yeah, multiple projects, multiple companies, they use the network, right? Multiple companies, multiple projects, they use the network, right? So if you use a default network, so we need to follow the default rules, default rules. So when you follow default rules, so we cannot customize, right? That is why every organization, every project team, they're using customized network, their own network, right? Yeah. So when we have customized network, we can create our own rules, customized rules, right? For example, what is customization? What is customization? So let's try to understand. I give you some examples here. For example, for example, so this is VPC. Sorry, this is a region. What is region, anyone? What is region? Region is a, yeah, we can say data center. Okay. What is data center, anyone? Data center, server room, right? Server room, server room or network room. People call it as network room, hub room, different names. So basically, it is a server room where we host all the servers, storage, network, right? It is a server room. So inside of the data center, so this is primary region. So for example, this is Mumbai region, Mumbai region, right? It is a primary data center. So instead of this Mumbai region, so we'll be having availability zones, right? Availability zones. What is availability zone? What is the use of availability zone? Let's try to understand here. So this is, yeah, these are the availability zones. Availability zone 2A and 2B and 2C. For example, we have three zones available here. So 2A, 2B, 2C. For example, for example, this is Hyderabad availability zone. Hyderabad availability zone. This is Hyderabad. This is Bangalore. This is Chennai, right? So basically, what is availability zone? What is the use of availability zone? What is availability zone? What is the use of availability zone? So availability zone also a data center. Availability zone also a data center. Yeah. So these data centers, we can call it as DR data centers. These data centers, we can call it as DR data centers. What is DR data center? Disaster recovery data center, right? So here, this is a primary region. Under this primary region, we have availability zones. So these are the data centers across the country. So three or four zones available in a country. So even though, yeah, Middle East or US or UK or any country, so every country availability zones also required. Okay. Yeah. So what is availability zone? It is a DR data center, right? So what are the use of availability zone? What are the importance of availability zone, right? So the name itself, it is saying something like DR, disaster recovery, right? Yeah. So here the data will be replicate every moment, one zone to other zone. The data will be replicate like this. Why we require replication? What is replication, anyone? What is replication, anyone? Duplication, right? Synchronization. We can say synchronization. So every moment the data will be replicated from one zone to other zone, right? To provide high availability and also high availability, provide high availability and also high security. Yeah. So why this zone to zone replication enabled? Why AWS team, AWS people, they enable the replication, right? So here, whatever the data is available on Hyderabad, that will be available on Bangalore also. So whatever the data is available on Bangalore, that will be available on Chennai also. So if you replicate data from one zone to other zone, one DR data center, other DR data center, so what will happen? Costing will be higher. So whatever the data is available in Hyderabad, same data is available in Bangalore also. So it is costing, right? Duplication. So both the data centers are handling the same data. Costing will be higher because here whatever the storage we are using, same storage we have to use here also to store the data, right? So because AWS is providing high availability, high security to protect the customer databases, customer applications, customer resources, right? Yeah. So I give you a small example here. In 2016, major floods happened in Chennai. 2016, major disasters happened in Chennai. By the time, most of the companies shut down, most of the data centers shut down. So by the time our availability zone also shut down, Chennai data center. So in case the data center is down, completely down or shut down or not reachable, not available. So what will happen? This is completely down, for example. Okay. So what will happen? The applications which we are hosted on the data center, databases which we hosted, and whatever the digital applications, whatever, right? Servers, network, everything will be down, right? So in case applications are down, servers are down, database are down, definitely that will be impacted to customer business. In case data center is down, definitely that will be impact to client business. Client business. In case client business is impacted, what will happen? So customer business is impacted, client business impact. So for example, we are using Flipkart to access the products. Some, for example, I want to book some products. So I'm accessing Flipkart. I'm trying to access Flipkart. Flipkart is not accessible. Flipkart application is down. What we will do? ఏం చేస్తాం మనం? In case Flipkart is completely down, what we will do? ఏం చేస్తామండి? So we'll go with other website, right? So many websites are there. So here competition, use competition. right? Yeah. So in case Flipkart is down, eventually customers switch to Amazon shopping site, Myntra, Meesho. So different websites are there. Same way, in case AWS is unable to provide the availability and security, eventually customers will switch to other platform, Azure, Google Cloud, right? Ali Cloud, IBM Cloud, Oracle Cloud. So many clouds are there. Yeah. So currently AWS is in first place. AWS occupied 33% of the market share because of the high availability, high security, right? So AWS is managing very good hardware to protect customer applications, customer databases, so provide high availability, right? So every data center is having very good resources, very high-end configurations available, right? That is why AWS is in first place, right? So Azure is trying to come to first place, but we cannot come. Azure, they cannot come, right? Because AWS is having very powerful resources. So use data centers, use footprints across the globe. That is why. So AWS always in first place. So Azure trying to come to first place, that is not possible. That will not be not possible. Okay. Yeah. Fine. So here zone to zone replication enabled because high availability, high security. Okay. So in 2016, major floods happened in Chennai. By the time all the companies shut down, all the data centers shut down, by the time this data center also shut down. So by the time, yeah, the applications which we hosted on the data center, those applications completely down. The customers who are accessing the applications. So automatically that will be failover to Hyderabad and Bangalore, right? So automatically failover means automatically. So for example, I'm accessing Flipkart. So Flipkart is hosted on Chennai data center. So data center is completely down. So I'm accessing application. So automatically, without any manual intervention, that will be failover to Hyderabad. So customer, it doesn't know from where I'm accessing, right? So automatically switch to other data center. So from Hyderabad, Bangalore, applications will be accessible, right? Yeah. So by the time most of the companies shut down, so here applications also shut down. So but Hyderabad and Bangalore, they enabled automatically. Yeah. So the failover to other availability zone, right? So any cloud platform, when they want to build any data centers, they check 100 years of historical data, 100 years of historical data. So any floods are happening frequently, any earthquakes are happening, any major terror attacks are happening. These are all considerations, right? Yeah. So they check 100 years of historical data and they build the data centers. So in Hyderabad, we have two data centers available, AWS data centers. One is in TCS backside, Nitec City area. Second one is in Gachibowli, right? Yeah, two data centers available in Hyderabad. Yeah, so few years back they planned one data center in Vizag, but after Hudud they cancelled. The data center moved to Kolkata. So in Hyderabad we have currently four or five data centers available, five availability zones. Not in Hyderabad. So in India, five data centers availability zones. So major data center, primary data center is in Mumbai. Primary reason is Mumbai. Zones available in Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Kolkata, right? So five data centers available currently. Right? So Hyderabad is the best place for data centers. Why it is best place? Every company they are planning to, every cloud platform that planning to build the data center in Hyderabad. What is the reason here? What is the reason? What is the importance to build the data center in Hyderabad? Because no major floods here, no major earthquakes here, no major terror attacks here, right? So that is why every cloud platform they are building data center here. So in Gachibowli area, so few more data centers are coming for Azure and Google Cloud and other data centers. Fine. Yeah, this region's data centers will be taken care by AWS only. We don't need to worry about the regions and data centers. You no need to build, no need to configure. So AWS will take care of all the this primary data center and available this DR data centers. Okay. So but what we will do as a DevOps engineer, what we will do? what we will manage here. So inside of this availability zone, we create, instead of the availability zone, we create VPC. Instead of the availability zone, we create VPC. So this VPC will be managed by, who will manage this? DevOps engineers. Okay. Yeah. So inside of this availability zone, we create VPC. This VPC will be managed by, maintained by DevOps engineers. Virtual private cloud. Yeah. So this is a VPC, right? In availability zone, multiple projects, multiple companies, they opt the cloud resources, right? Yeah. So here we create our own network. Within that network, we can create the resources and we can manage the resources, right? So here in the data center, we create our logically isolated network, our own network. So why we require own network? To customize, to control inbound, outbound traffic. To control inbound, outbound traffic. We use the customized network. Clear, right, everyone? Yeah. So for example, in this floor, for example, this room is customized. This room is customized. So behind this, one more room is there, right? That is customized. So in this floor, we have, yeah, classrooms, but we don't have any walls. We don't have any walls. What will happen? One class is going there. One class is going on in that side. So one class is going here. What will happen? Noise, noise, disturbance, right? Yeah. To control that noise, we customize this room. Same way, to control inbound traffic, outbound traffic, we customized our network, our own network. Clear, right, everyone? Next one, interview questions here. Inside of this VPC, we create subnets. So this is interview question. What is subnet? What is the use of subnet? So why we require subnets? So what is subnet? What is the use of subnet? And why we require subnets? Let's try to understand here, right? Subnet. What is subnet in anyone? Subnet is a small network or subnetwork. Subnet is a small network or subnet, right? So why we require subnets? To control inbound, outbound traffic. Subnets also to control inbound, outbound traffic. And subnets are two types. What are those? Public subnet and also private subnet. Public subnet and also private subnet. What is public subnet? What is private? What is private subnet? Right. So public subnet is a subnet. Public subnet is a subnet. So we can access through internet, right? So private subnet is a subnet. Private subnet is a subnet we can access through intranet. What is internet? What is intranet? Any- So these are the two subnets, public and private, right? So in public subnet, what we will do? We create public servers. We create public servers, right? So here we create the public servers. So here we create public servers, right? So private subnet is a subnet. So inside of the private subnet, we create private servers. Okay. So public servers and private servers. What is public server? What is private server? Every organization, they are using public servers and also private servers. In public server, we host public application. In public server, we host public application. What is public application? The applications we can access through internet, which is public application. So private servers, we host private applications. What are those? For example, in real-time projects, public applications, private applications. So public applications, yeah, what are the public applications we use in real-time projects? Company websites, and job portals, and also company, yeah, major website, job portals, mainly job portals. So for example, if you want to apply any job, how can we apply? Through internet, right? So for example, jobs dot see, what is this? So this is the Wipro website, right? We can access through internet, right? Yeah, this is public website. Through internet we can access, right? And private website. So what is private website? Private sites. And so within the organization, within the company, we use the, like, for example, public application and private application. So this private applications, like time sheets, time sheet or time card, both are same. Time sheets and a leave management system, right? And also Outlook. We use Outlook, right? Outlook within the organization, we use the Outlook email system, and also communicators. What are the communicators we use in real-time projects? Teams, Teams, and Skype for Business, right? So these are all comes under private. So within the organization only, we use the private applications, right? Yeah. So this Outlook, Teams, timesheets, leave management systems. So we host in the private servers. So public servers we can access through internet. For example, this is public server. This application we can access through internet. Okay. So private servers we can access through intranet. So this private servers we can access through intranet. So here, for example, this public server I want to access, public application I want to access. So I want to access through internet directly, right? So I can access through directly internet. So internet, so from any zone, any region, we can access this. This public servers from any region, any zone, anywhere we can access, right? But private applications, so we can access through intranet. Intranet means how can we access? VPN. Yeah, we require VPN. So intranet. So first we need to connect our VPN. So VPN will allow you to connect your private network. So every organization is having one VPN. What is VPN anymore? It's virtual private network. Sorry? VPN is a server that we need to connect first. So virtual private network. So VPN first we need to connect. So through internet, for example, as a user, what we will do? As a user, we can connect VPN. So VPN will allow you to connect your office network. So here as a user, we can connect our VPN. VPN will allow you to connect your office network, right? So for example, when we join into the project, we get one laptop, right? Official laptop. So from your home, if you want to connect your office network, how can we connect? First of all, we need to log in VPN. So one URL, they provide one URL, VPN dot something like, so company domain name they give you. So just open that and connect, or else safe token, one token will be provided that we need to connect. So once you connect that, that will be allow you to connect your office network, right? Yeah. So VPN is licensing. Currently, we don't have any VPN here. So here, what we will do, first of all, we create VPC. First, we create the VPC instead of the availability zone. So instead of the availability zone, instead of the VPC, we create two subnets. Instead of the subnets, we can create servers, public server, private server. Okay. Yeah. After that, we'll test. So how can we access public server? How can we access private server? Okay. Yeah. So this subnets are interview question. So what is subnet? What is the use of subnet? Anyone ask you this question? How can we explain? So this is mandatory question. Every interview. Yeah. So we are getting that question. Okay. Even the last interview also I observed this question. Last week, one guy attended the interview. So by the time I observed that question. So what is subnet? What is the use of subnet? What is the importance of subnet? Types of subnets. Subnet is a subnetwork, small network, right? So we have two types of subnets: public subnet, private subnet. So public subnet. So in public subnet, we host the public applications, public servers. Okay. So the public application we can access through internet. So in private subnet, we host private servers. In private servers, we host the private applications. We can access through intranet. This is the, yeah. So we need to give proper answer here. Okay. Yeah. Right. Any questions here before going to? No. VPC, VPN is not same. VPN is different. VPC is different. Okay. So VPC is a virtual private cloud. So logically isolated network. VPN is a firewall. We can say firewall. It's a security layer. So if you want to connect your office network, what we will do? We connect through internet, right? So first we require internet. By using internet, we can connect VPN. Internet is the most dangerous network, vulnerable network, right? That is why so we require security layer here. So for example, there is no VPN. There is no VPN. Anyone can connect any company, for example, through internet. What will happen? Data will be lost, viruses, threats, hacks, right? That is why VPN is a firewall, security layer, so which will allow good traffic, which will deny the bad traffic. So once we join into the project, we'll get one ID, employee ID, and the alias name, employee username, right? So by using that, first we can log in VPN. VPN check that, verify that. It will validate. Then it will allow you to connect to your office. As per the firewall rules, it will allow the good traffic, will block the bad traffic, right? Clear, right, everyone? Online guys. Any questions here? Before going to create VPN, VPC, anyone having any questions? Let us go and create VPC. How does VPC block bad traffic? VPC will not block any bad. So VPN will block the bad traffic. As per the firewall rules, as per the firewall rules, right? Will allow deny traffic. Firewall rules. So yeah, the firewall rules configured in the VPN, right? So as per the rules, we can allow deny traffic. And we data send from one VPC to other VPC. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. So once complete this, then we'll discuss about VPC peering. So yeah, first we'll discuss about that. So I give you overview here. I explain overview. So after that, we create VPC and we check the next concept is VPC peering. What is peering? What is peering anyway? Yeah, peering is communication between two networks, two VPCs. Communication between two VPCs. For example, this is one VPC. This is one VPC. This is also integration ending. This is another VPC. Here we have three VPCs, right? So this is a US regions, US region. This is India region. India region can be a region. Okay. So this is a, you can say Europe region or UK region. These are the three different regions, right? So our team members are available in US region. Here, our team members are available. Okay. Even though India also, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Mumbai, our team members are available. In Europe, UK also, our team is available. Different teams available. Okay. So all the team members are work with the same project, same project, right? So region to region, IP ranges will be different. So IP ranges, so US region, IP range is different here. So for example, the range is 10.0.0.100 range, for example, or else, yeah, this range, 10.0.0.1 range. Okay. So here, India region range is 192.168.0.1 range. UK region 172.117.0.1 range. This is which class? Class here, right? This is class B. This one? Class C. 192.168.0.1. Okay. So three different classes, three different ranges, right? So here, when we talk about network part, so here we need to understand something like, for example, there is a IP address which is 10.0.0.1. So here, every IP is having four octets. Four octets. What is octet? 8 bits. Every octet is having 8 bits. 8 into 4, 32 bit. Okay. Currently, we are using IP v4. IP version 4 we are using currently. So IP version 4 is 32-bit address, right? Yeah. So here, first two octets, first two octets, we can say network address. Second two octets, we can say host address. Network address. What is network address? For example, here, this is network address. Correct, right? This is network address. This is network address. So all three network addresses are different, right? Different network address. That is why they cannot communicate each other. They cannot communicate each other, right? Yeah. So if you want to enable communication between two different networks, two different ranges, we require peering connectivity. Peering. Peering should be enabled. So once you enable the peering, they can communicate each other. They can share the data, one region to other region, one zone to other zone, right? Yeah. So here there is an interview question. Interviewer asks you, for example, this is a VPC A, this is VPC B, this is VPC C. So I got this question. So I gave corporate training. I gave corporate training to US team, US team. So one of the company, it's a very good company, right? So I gave corporate training. By the time they took interview, so this trainer is capable or not? They took the interview. So by the time first question, this is the first question. So I have a VPC, three VPCs I have, VPC A, VPC B, VPC C. I enable the communication between VPC A to B. And also I enable the communication between VPC B to C. I enable the peering between A to B and also yeah, A to C. A to B, A to C communication is enabled. So can I communicate B to C or not? Anyone? Any guess? Anyone? A to B, A to C, enable the communication. Can I communicate from B to C or not? No, not possible, right? So this is the intro question. First question, I got this. So I said no, not possible, right? So after that, they ask few more questions by the time. Yeah. So they allowed, they approved for the corporate. So I gave nearly 25 days corporate time, every day 4 hours. Kubernetes, Docker, Jenkins, AWS, Azure, right? As per the requirement. Nearly 45 members joined by the time. Yes, team, the company, entire team. Right. So peering is very important concept. So, but in our console, we are using free tier, right? Don't configure peering. I'll show you the steps. I'll show you the steps. Okay. VPC we can configure. Peering don't enable. If you enable, some charges will be applied. So we are using free tier, right? That is why don't enable the peering config. Okay. I'll show you the steps how to configure. So in real-time projects, we don't get chance to create VPC. and peering also. That is only one-time job. VPC creation only one-time job. Peering also only one-time job. Again and again, you don't create any VPC, you don't create any peering, right? So that is why concept-wise we need to understand. Concept-wise we need to understand. So we don't get chance to, will not get chance to create the VPC and peering. Why we cannot do peering between B and C? We can do, we can do, but without peering, communication will not be happen. We can do, right? Mandeep, without enabling the peering connection, communication will not be happen. Solve interconnected. What is this? You understand, right, everyone? Peering, you understand, right? Now, let us go back to AWS console, and first we can create VPC and we can test the VPC first. Okay. We can get VPC subnets and servers, and we can test. So public servers we can access through internet, can directly access through internet. Private servers, when you try to access, we get the network errors. That we need to understand. We don't have any VPN. VPN is licensing, right? Yeah. So first we can test this VPC. After that, we can go and create the, yeah, we go and create, check the peering connection. Okay. So don't create the peering. I'll show you the connectivity, how to create peering. Okay. So now go to services, networking and content delivery. Click on this, scroll down here. See here, this is the VPC. Click on VPC. Now click on your VPCs. Here there is a VPC, which is a default VPC. So default VPC don't delete. If you delete the default VPC, it will not allow you to create new VPC. If you create default VPC, it will not allow you to create the new VPC. That is why don't delete the default VPC. Now I want to create one VPC. Click on create VPC. So here it is, yeah, by default it is selected VPC only, right? If you want to create only VPC, you can select this. Or else, if you want to create VPC and more, click on this second one. Now see here, VPC and also subnets, public subnets and private subnets, two subnets, right? Now, so auto generate name, project, so project name, see here, project VPC. So IP version for CIDR block. This is the IP version 4, right? 10.0.0.0 slash 16. What is slash 16? Anyone? What is slash 16? That is the range. So if you give slash 16, what will happen? Yeah, so here I want to show something. Subnet ranges. See, if you give slash 16, 65,536 IPs we can accommodate. That many servers we can connect. That many resources we can connect. Okay. So these are the total IPs in the in this range, right? So here these are the usable IPs. Total IPs, usable IPs, right? So 65,536 total IPs, 65,534 usable IPs. So what about other two IPs? Those are for broadcasting address. Okay. Yeah. So most of the networks we use the slash 16 only. And we use slash 20 also sometimes, slash 24 hours also sometimes, as per the requirement. Right. So these are the ranges. These are the ranges. So here number of IP addresses and usable IP addresses. Clear, right, everyone? Now go back to VPC. See here. So IP version for CIDR block, CIDR block range. This is the range 10.0.0.0/16 is the range. So currently we are not using IP version 6. Maybe going forward, we use the IP version 6. So IP version 6 is having how many bits? Yeah, 128, right? So 64, yeah. So here, not 64. So IP version 4 is the 32-bit address. IP version 6 is the 128-bit address. So going forward, maybe after 1 year, after 2 years, we use the IP version 6. Currently, we are using IP version 4 only. Yeah. So here, tenancy. So we'll discuss later. So tenancy is nothing but, yeah, it is a dedicated space. Dedicated space. We'll discuss later. Okay. Number of availability zones, by default, 2 zones selected here. Okay. Number of public subnets, 2, private subnets, 2. NAT gateways. NAT. What is NAT? Network address translation, right? So NAT, network address translation. So this is the gateway. Gateway is a router. So to allow deny the signals, traffics. Okay. Yeah. So these are the things available. Now here we have 4 subnets available, 2 public subnets, 2 private subnets. Someone saying something here. How do we calculate ranges? Exactly how many addresses will be needed? Okay. So that we don't need to worry about. So physical data centers we used to calculate. Physical data centers we used to calculate. So currently we are using cloud. We'll calculate that. AWS. AWS provide the ranges. Don't need to worry about. Okay. So we have already calculators available. So many calculators available. Subnet calculator, for example. Subnet calculator. If you take any subnet calculator, online IP subnet calculator, CIDR calculator. So if you take this, so now see here, /32 calculate. So here what I will do, so 10.0.0.100 slash 24, for example. Here IPs, how many IPs? 256 IPs. /24 means how many IPs? Right? Yeah. So next one, slash, I want to give 16. How many IPs? 65,536, right? And if you give /20, calculate 4,096. So we have so many calculators available. Don't need to worry about this. But we don't get chance to calculate, don't get chance to create the VPC. Nothing to worry about this. Okay. So don't need to worry about. So someone asking some calculators and all, right? Calculate. Rishikesh, nothing to worry about. Okay. Yeah. Now go back here. So here we have 2 subnets, public subnet, private subnet. Yeah. So routing tables. I'll show you routing tables while creating the peering connectivity. Okay. Network connections too. Okay. Now you can select this VPC and more, and you will get all the information like this subnets and routing tables, network connections. Now you can go down here and you can You can create the VPC and subnets. Click on create VPC. So creating VPC is very simple, very easier. Creating VPC is very simple, very easier. Okay. So here, as per the client requirement, we can change the ranges here. If you want to change the range, you can change the range like 192.168.10.10 slash 24. See here. When I give slash 24, what it is showing here? 256 IPs, right? So you can give other range also, 20 range or 16 range, 8 range also, whatever you require. As per the client requirement, you can give the ranges. Okay. So default range we can use. Don't use the custom ranges. Default range you can use. Now go down here, go down. So click on create VPC. Now the VPC and subnets are creating. VPC and subnets also. Now success. Go back here. Click on your VPCs. See here. This is the project VPC. The range is 10.0.0.0/16. Right? So this is the default VPC. This is the custom VPC. Now, instead of the custom VPC, subnets also created here. See here. These are the subnets. Subnets. So two public subnets, two private subnets. Now what I will do, instead of the public subnet, I want to create public server. Instead of the private subnet, I want to create the private subnet. Then I will check the access. Public server access, private server access. So we'll try to check this. Okay. Cider block range, the IP range and cider block range is the IP range. Okay. Anirudh. Now go back here. Now VPC subnets created. Now what I will do, I want to create servers, two servers, public server and also private server. Okay. So I just want to open the duplicate session here. Now go to EC2, click on EC2. Now click on instances. Now click on launch instance. Is the name public server. Now Amazon Linux only. I want to select second AMI. Now T2 micro server. Keeper, any keeper you can use here. Now networks here. So while selecting the network, so by default it is showing default network. I don't want to use the default network. I want to select my custom network, which is project VPC. Select this. Now subnets here. So here it is showing, when I select the custom network, it is showing private subnet 1, right? Now I want to choose public subnet 1, public 1. Select this. Okay. So auto assign public IP. So should be enabled. So by default, when you select your custom network, auto assign public IP will be disabled. If you disable that, what will happen? No IP to connect server, right? That is why we need to enable this. Next one, firewall. So I want to select existing security group or create the new security group. You can create new security group. Don't select the existing. You can get the new security group. Okay. So default name you can use as is. See here. By default, it is enabled. It is open 22 port. Okay. So next one, storage, 8 GB storage. Now click on launch instance. So now the public service being ready. Now the server is in running state. Now I want to connect this server. So public server you can connect through internet, right? Yeah. So copy public IP. Open putty or mobile extreme. Everyone using mobile extreme, right? Yeah. So paste here. So tomorrow I'll show you one more console, which is a SSH authentication. Expand this. Credentials. So go to want to select this, accept. Now EC2 hyphen user. Now I'm able to access my public server. If you are able to access public server, your VPC's public subnet is working fine. Right? Now I'm able to access my server. Next one, I want to create one more server which is private server instead of the private subnet. Okay. Launch instance. Private server. Second AMI. E2 micro. Key pair. Any key pair. Network settings. Edit here. Select a custom network, custom VPC. Subnet. Custom subnet you can choose here, which is a private one. I want to choose the private one. So enable the auto assign public IP. So select existing, select create new secret group here. Don't select existing one. Now 8 GB storage, one instance. Custom VPC, custom subnet, right? So click on launch instance. Even the private instance also you can connect to public IP or elastic IP. In real-time projects, we use the elastic IP only, right? Yeah. Someone asking that question. Now private server. So copy this IP. So any private server or public server, we can use the public IP to connect our server. Private server, private IP is for internal communication, right? So in place of public IP, we use the elastic IP in real-time projects. Okay. Copy public IP. Open new putty session here. Paste here. IP. Expand SSH. Expand authentication. Credentials. Browse. You can select your key pair. Click on open. It will not be connected. It will not allow you to connect. It will give you network errors. See here. Network timeout error. If it is connecting, if you are able to connect this private server, our VPC subnet is not working fine. You can test like that. See here, network error, connection timed out, right? So private servers directly through internet we cannot connect. What we required here? VPN required to connect our private network, right? So for example, when you try to connect your office network without VPN, that will not be allowed. Clear, right, everyone? All in guys. Do we expose private servers to public? Yeah, so here we can expose in real-time projects, but here in free tier it will not be possible. So yeah, public servers, we can connect public server. By using public server, we can connect private server also. That is possible in subscription level. For private instance, we don't need public. Yes, we require public IP. We need public IP. Without public IP, how can we connect server? Right? This is the difference, Andy. You need to understand this difference. So public servers we can access through internet, private servers we cannot access through internet. That is a major difference here. Everyone, make sure everyone practice this. Next one. Peering connection. So what is peering anymore? Communication between two different VPCs, right? So communication between two different VPCs. So for example, this is a region. This is a region. Here we have one VPC. This is VPC. This is VPC. Here in UK, we have two VPCs, right? So region to region, if you want to communicate, we require peering connection. Within the region, if you want to communicate VPC to VPC, required peering connection. That I'll show you. That I'll show you now. Okay. So for example, in Mumbai region, two VPCs are there. If you want to communicate between two VPCs, peering enabled. Peering should be enabled. And also, yeah, I'll show you. Three differences are there here. That is also interview question. Most of the interviews have got this question. Okay. I'll explain that. Well, yeah, now go back and so on. Now I want to create a peering connection. I want to enable the peering connection. So here we have two VPCs, right? One is default VPC, second one is custom VPC. So default VPC range is 172.31.0.0/16. Custom VPC range 10.0.0.0/16. Two different ranges. But these two VPCs are available in same region, right? So we can create one more VPC in Ohio region or North Virginia. Between that two VPCs, we can enable the peering. It is also fine. Okay. And one more difference I'll show you. Now, first of all, how to enable the peering connection. See here. What is this? Peering connections. Okay. So click on this. Now create peering connection. Create peering connection. So now I want to give the my peering peering connection 01. Okay. Yeah. See here. VPC ID requester. I want to select the default VPC. Default VPC. Selecting default VPC. Now, default VPC range is 17.31.0.0/16. Right? See here. This is the difference. I just wanted to show you. Select another VPC to peer with. Select another VPCs to peer with. See here. Account. My account or another account. For example, in my account, one VPC is there. In your account, one VPC is there. Between the two VPCs, we can enable the peering connection. That is the option here. See here. Sorry. Both the different region also fine. Different region also fine. So in my account, one VPC is there. In your account, one VPC is there, right? So if I select here my account, within my account, two VPCs. If I select another account, what will happen? Your account. It will ask you your account ID. See here. When I select this, see here. The target ID, target account ID. So account ID, where we get that? This is the account ID. Your account ID, you need to provide here. Understanding, right, everyone? Yeah. So my account only. Next one, see here. Region. This region or another region. Different region. So different account, different region also you can choose. Got it, right? Yeah. So another region. You need to choose the region. Singapore region or Ohio region, North Virginia, whatever. You need to choose that. Same region. Now, requester, we gave the default one. Now, acceptor, we need to give the custom VPC, right? This is the custom range. Tag name, same tag name. Click on create peering connection. Now the peering is enabled between the two VPCs. So one more step is there. A routing table should be enabled. Routes. Route. Route means route. Route. Route means route, right? The traffic should be enabled. Then only we can communicate. Okay. Now what I will do. So peering connection is enabled, right? First we need to enable the, see here, what it is showing here. Pending acceptance. It is created, but it is in pending state. So click on peering connections. Now it is showing pending acceptance. So in that case, what we have to do, select this connection, go to actions, accept request. Click on accept request, accept. Now this is active, enabled. After that, go back to subnets. Go back to subnets. So here we have different subnets are there, default subnets and custom subnets. Now go back to route tables. Route tables. So peering connection is established. Connection is established, but the traffic route should be enabled. Okay. Now go to route tables. So here, now these are the default route tables here. So project RTB public. So project RTB public means our project VPC public. So this is a default one. So this is a default VPC route table. There is no tag name here. So click on this, click on this. Now edit routes, click on edit routes. Now here add route. So this is default routing table, default VPC routing table. So add routes. Now here we need to select the range. Which range? 10.0.0.0/16. This is the custom VPC range. Okay. Now we need to select the peering connection here. Now we will show you the here my peering connection. This we need to select and click on save changes. So default subnet route table we need to enable first. After that, go to custom subnet route table. That also we need to enable. Don't save this. Okay. Don't save the changes here. Now I'm just canceling this. Now again go back to route tables. Now custom route table. Click on this. Same way, edit routes. This is the custom range. See here 10.0.0.0/16. So here add routes. Now you can give the 170.70. Yeah, what is the range here? 17.31.0.0/16. 31.0.0/16. Now you can select the peering connection here. Now you can choose the range. Choose the peering connection. Click on save changes. Both sides we need to enable the route. Then traffic will be routed. Understand, right? Don't save this. Don't, yeah. Once practice this, once complete the practice, make sure the peering connection should be deleted first. After that, VPC should be deleted. So if you leave that VPC for 1 or 2 days, very use bill, account will be blocked, account will be suspended. Okay, because managing VPC is very costlier. That is why every organization they are using 2 or 3 VPCs maximum. So bit costlier VPC, right? That is why make sure everyone delete the VPC once complete your practice. Just cancel this. So understanding that everyone clear it? Yeah. Exactly VPC. VPC. Functional VPC. Functional VPC is customized isolate network, our own network. Our own network we can create. No. So in every data center, so default network will be default network. So when we use the default network, we need to follow the default rules. Instead of following the default rules, we create our logically isolated network, our own network. In AWS data center, we create our own network. So this room is customized for this class. You don't customize this noise disturbance, right? Same way, in physical data center, we create our own network, control the traffic. So instead of that, subnets again, right? Yeah. So first of all, we need to delete the peering connection. Go to peering, select the peering. So here, delete peering connection. So any questions, and before deleting, anyone having any questions? Online students, any questions, anyone? Before deleting this, I give you mic enabled, so you can ask your question. Yeah, you can ask your questions. Online students. Any questions, anyone? Yeah. Now I remove this peering connection. Delete the peering connection. Give delete here. Delete. So now it is deleting. Deleted, right? So after that, once it is deleted, go back to EC2 instances first. So remove the server. Yeah, here we need to delete the public server and a private server. Both the servers we need to delete first. Terminate. Terminate. After that, we can go and delete the. So servers are terminated. So now go on. Once servers are deleted, so go and delete the VPC and also subnets. Terminated. Now go back to VPCs. Go to your VPC. Select your VPC. Go to actions. Now delete VPC. So along with the VPC, subnets also will be deleted. So make sure every subnet, every VPC, and this peering connection also should be deleted. So default VPC don't delete. If you delete the default VPC, what will happen? It will not allow you to delete the VPC. So again, if you want to get the VPC, switch to other region. In the same region, you cannot create the VPC. You need to switch to other region. Okay. Clear it, everyone. So make sure everyone practicing. This is a networking part. So we don't get chance to create VPCs in real-time projects, but we need to understand the concept. While attending interviews, we'll questions here. Okay, peering connection, question, entry question, and subnets entry question. So these are the entry questions, right? So tomorrow we'll discuss about ELB, Elastic Load Balancer, ELB, and also one more service we can cover tomorrow. Any small service like SCS, SCS or SPS will cover tomorrow. So two services we can cover so that yeah, it will move a bit faster, right? So still we have auto scaling, ELB, elastic load balancer, RDS, Route 53, elastic beam stack, and also one more SQS, right? Mostly by next weekend, complete our course. Yeah, like means AWS course. So when the batch was started, 6th of February. So yeah, so almost 1 month, almost 1 year. So another 2 weeks, another 2 weeks. Mostly 6 weeks and maximum 6 weeks. AWS. After that, we'll jump into yeah, Lambda also there. Yes, someone saying Lambda. Lambda service is very very important, right? Lambda also there. Yes, course content we can check, right? So once complete this 4 topics, we can check the course content. If any pending concepts are there, we can discuss, right? So Lambda also very important service. Okay. Yeah. So mostly by next weekend, we'll complete the AWS. After that, we'll jump into DevOps. Fine. Yeah. So we can stop here.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, uh, I was asking the question, why always we take
Bit louder,
and
please.
zero?
Bit louder.
Hello?
Your voice is not clear. Can you speak
Yeah.
bit louder?
Am I audible now?
Not audible.
Hello?
Not audible. Abdul. I think Abdul or someone.
Yeah, hello.
Speak bit louder.
I have pasted my question in chat. You can check there if I'm not audible.
Low voice. Your raise questions. Your questions. You can chart here. Why always take 10 dot? Why not another? Yes, you can take another range also as per the requirement. As per the requirement. 10 dot, not only 10 dot, right? 11 dot 11 also. Fine. As per the requirement. 12 dot 12 also. Right? As per the project requirement. Yeah, Abdul, you can speak up. So your voice is very low.
Hello, do you hear me? I have a question.
Yes, I can hear you. Who is this?
Hi, this is Raviteja.
Yes.
So I have a question about high availability.
Hmm.
So, uh, are we supposed to create high availability for replication within the same region, or can we create it across regions? Like,
Yes, good question. High availability, we don't need to worry about. We don't create. So here AWS will take it. Okay. So here your question, region to region, yeah, zone to zone replication is enabled, right? Zone to
yeah,
zone replication enabled. In case entire region is down, in case entire region is down, this entire region is down, what will happen? In case region is down, data will be lost. You cannot access that.
yes,
That is why. So region to region also replication enabled. Nearby edge location from Hyderabad to from Mumbai to Singapore. Nearby region or Mumbai to Middle East, Dubai, right?
okay,
So even though region to region also backup mechanism enabled by AWS. AWS is giving very good high availability, right?
okay,
So data will not be lost once we host on the cloud.
yeah, okay,
Clear, right?
yes, thank you.
So we can stop here. So make sure everyone practice this VPC. So tomorrow we'll discuss about ELB, Elastic Load Balancer, right? Yeah. Thank you all.